The situation we're seeing, we're going to talk a lot about this character. Lula is desperate, really desperate. There's no way he can separate his image from Jacques Wagner's. They're friends, brothers, friends, and so on. Look at what he just did to Andre. It's a desperate move. He sent all the officers who are assigned to the Supreme Federal Court. We hope in Andre Mendonça, because he has two officers he trusts completely, who are investigating everything, something like that. He sent them back to the federal police. A desperate move, desperate to see, right? To postpone these investigations, to delay any of these characters. If any other character had done the same thing for the political character, if they had done the same thing that Lula is doing right now, everything would have fallen apart. The Globos supporters, this nefarious press, would be making a huge scandal, obviously, because everything is falling apart for them now. I'll show you here. The Federal Police Director General is the one in the hot seat, huh? They're talking about removing him. And Paulo Gonet, too. I'll show you here. Hit the like button, come join our family, share this video a lot, and use the P so everyone can see it. Guys, before anything else, I want to give you an opportunity and show you here, Slim Fever. I always put the video here, the one I made these last few days, 2 kilos in a day. Then people say, no, it's just water and so on. Look at the images. Look at my face. Look at my face. I only sell the product here because I fully trust it. Look at my face. Look at the image. This was months ago, not even a year. It's not even a year old, just months. First-hand knowledge. Look, my pants. My pants. Look how wide it is, and obviously it's already here. I don't wear a belt, see? You can fit a hand in here. The product works, obviously. You have to have discipline. Dieting is like this. We have to plan. But it helps a lot, guys. It was 20 kilos. 20 kilos that I lost, you know? After 40, it gets harder for us to lose weight. It really is more difficult. Even practicing physical activity every day. And I do. I wasn't able to lose weight. Focus, discipline, I managed to lose. The images speak for themselves. Look at my face. My face is totally different, right? So it's worth it. If you don't want to miss this opportunity, one of the easiest, most natural options. It's a little powder that you add, right? Especially to those greasy meals. It will help you eliminate fat, lose inches. The link is right below. It's a great opportunity to lose weight in a healthy way, with a change in quality of life. Totally. Pants that didn't fit before start to fit. Our self-esteem gets much higher. That's a fact, right? The link is right below, for those who don't want to miss this opportunity to lose weight today, okay? Andre. Now there are already enough reasons, to make the whole thing a complete devastation. This news is extremely serious. Extremely serious. Congressman Maurizio Marcon says here, look, in a serious country, this would be a scandal big enough to bring down the government. In Brazil, it will barely make the news. But for those who think the PT is saintly, no, I trust Andre. I'm trusting Andre. The government orders police commissioners assigned to the judiciary to return to the federal police. And it could affect investigations into Master and INSS. Lula left fingerprints all over it. He put everything he had into trying to stop this investigation. Very serious. Very serious. Look at that. The Ministry of Justice sent an official letter requesting the return of federal police officers who had been assigned to other agencies. Why did they do that? So, if Andre needs a chief, they can put another chief in his place. Others, right? Chiefs. And then Lula can have access to everything, because what did Andre do? Andre didn't let the chief know. the director of the federal police, Lula's guy, who travels with him, who drank whiskey with Vorcaro, you know, in this situation. Having access to the operation that caught Lula, Jacques Wagner, they're all the same kind. They're all on the same team. Jacques Wagner, just so you have an idea, that's how it goes. Yeah. He's kind of like the striker in Lula's government. Rui Costa is the right midfielder, he's the left midfielder. He's the left midfielder, okay? The decision has been interpreted by members of the federal police as retaliation from Lula against Andre Mendonça. The official document hasn't reached the Supreme Court yet. Edson Fachin is following the developments behind the scenes. The request made by the Ministry of Justice has been seen as Lula's effort to remove the delegates Tiago, Marco Antonio Ferreira from Andre Mendonça's office. The delegate has advised the minister since last year. He currently assists Mendonça in decisions related to the INSS and Banco Master. Besides him, other federal police delegates are assigned to the Supreme Court. They are spread across the offices of Mendonça, Alexandre de Moraes, and Fuchs. I don't even care about Alexandre de Moraes, right? Because Alexandre de Moraes does whatever he wants. That's the guy, Fabio Shore. SBT revealed the Ministry of Justice's maneuver in April. On Wednesday, the official letter with the request was sent to a number of agencies. The document sent to the STJ, obtained by SBT's reporting, argues that the return of the officials to the federal police is linked to the presidential directive aimed at strengthening public security. Look, as if Lula ever cared about organized crime, right? He doesn't. There are several police chiefs. The Ministry of Justice says the measure aims to optimize the distribution of career personnel in the Ministry of Justice and Public Security and prioritize non-routine security activities. The official letter ends like this. We urge this recipient body to promptly take the necessary administrative measures for the immediate return of the staff listed below to their agency of origin. The Supreme Court now has 5 federal police officers. Mendonça's office keeps Marco Antonio and Delegate Grazielli, Machado Costa e Silva. Moraes has Delegate Fabio Shore, and Fuchs has Delegate Fabiano Emilio de Luceno Martins. In other words, Andre can sign off on it or not. He's not leaving here. Andre can do that. He's not leaving here. These 2 police delegates who are with me aren't leaving. They're here and they won't leave. Andre can do that. Because it's a measure that Lula is taking to try to mess things up, to delay all these investigations. After that, right? Information that came out, I'll play Marina Helena's video. Now the message that was found in Vorcaro's notepad. Samuel Pancha posted it. Look here. Oh, nice. I'm gonna change my trip to Dubai, to Abu Dhabi, to see if I can see you, if you can, on Tuesday. Things here, from an economic point of view, are going well. I managed to put 800 millimeters in the bank already, and another 400 should come in next week. I don't know what that means. The Credit Guarantee Fund gradually began taking action. He was talking here with the federal police member, reminding that Vorcaro had the federal police program at his house so he could enter several places wherever he wanted. Vorcaro had access to everything inside the federal police. And after that atrocity, right? Guys, in any serious country, these people would be suspended and even face other consequences. Because Vorcaro, Moraes, the director of the federal police, they were there at the millionaire tasting, if I'm not mistaken, more than almost 5 million reais at the Macaro whiskey tasting. Moraes was there, the authorities who were there, Benedito, mission given, mission accomplished, Dias Toffoli, Gonet, Andre, besides Vorcaro, Hugo Mota, and Lewandowski. Look at what Marina says here.
We can't wait. Andre Rodriguez, Director General of the Federal Police, and Paulo Gonet, Attorney General, must be removed immediately. Alexandra de Moraes needs to be investigated. Do you remember that Daniel Vorcaro used to write messages in the Notes app, take a screenshot, and send them as view once? He did that to avoid leaving a trace, but the federal police managed to recover part of the content. Yesterday, journalist Sandro Sambancha published 2 of those messages. On October 30th last year, before his arrest, Vorcaro asked the unidentified contact to speak with Andre, Federal Police Director, and Paulo, Attorney General, to stop their subordinates from acting against him. So, a suspect of orchestrating the biggest financial scam in history, which may involve money laundering by organized crime and even up to 600 contract killings, was expecting protection from the head of the Federal Police and the Attorney General before being arrested.
There are elements of the Mafia here. There are elements of organized Mafia crime.
It's very serious. This may explain why Andre Mendonça launched Operation Jogo against Jax Wagner yesterday without telling Andre Rodriguez.
But worse.
40 minutes later, Vorcaro wrote another message. In it, he describes this same person as someone very important. All the important ones stay in their own. Impressive. Their legacy, what they've already said in the RPP, what happened, what was important in those days and ended up sticking to someone.
This gives us an idea who it might be, right? Everything important eventually lands in your lap. Impressive, but your legacy for Brazil will be eternal. We already have an image, right? That's impressive.
Your legacy in Brazil will last forever. What happened that was so important in those days and landed in someone's lap? No, here's a clue. The day before these messages, Alexandra de Moraes was named rapporteur of the DPF of the favelas and planned to visit Rio de Janeiro the next week to meet Claudio Castro. There's more. Andre Rodriguez, Paulo Gonet, and Alexandra de Moraes were at that whiskey tasting in London, which was ruined by Vorcaro. This has gone way beyond all limits. These people can't stay in their positions with their signatures as if nothing happened. Share this.
That's a fact. They can't stay in those positions. They can't. But here in Brazil, we know how things work, right? It's surreal. What's even more serious is Lula. It's Lula. It's trying. Andre could issue a resolution right now, if he wanted to. Okay? Put Lula in a complicated situation. He is obstructing the investigation. This is obstruction of investigation. At this point in the game, he's asking the police chiefs to leave their posts. What's the purpose? To interfere. The investigation with Mendonça is getting right to the eye of the storm. It's getting to the eye of the storm. And they're doing all this because they're stunned. There's no way to escape anymore. We have to, ask for a lot of prayers. For this man here. He is actually today, a kind of Terry Zavascki within the Supreme Court. Right? Terry Zavascki. So, all of them, right? The main enemies of the nation. They want to take down Mendonça. Right? And then, everything just gets swept under the rug. A cover-up that's right there, one of the biggest there is. And Andre won't let it get to that point. We don't think Andre's doing anything, okay? Okay, but he's stepping on eggshells. This thing with Lula here shows that he's desperate. They got his striker. The striker is the one who scores goals. Rui Costa is the playmaker and left midfielder. No, Lula is their coach. He's the coach. Of all of them. Okay. Let's trust the process. Hit the like button. Come be part of our family. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. Leave your comment here. I'm back with more updates on the Pais of Filhos, Fabiano Guiguet channel,